Usage-based businesses face a fundamental challenge. How do you let your customers scale quickly while protecting yourself from bad actors? In a traditional pay-as-you-go model, a single customer could rack up thousands of dollars in usage and then disappear without paying. We've seen some companies lose up to 20% of their revenue this way, while others spend countless hours monitoring accounts for fraud. In this demo, I'll show you how Metronome's prepaid credits feature helps companies address this problem. We'll do a walkthrough of an example scenario and then look at the API implementation. Let's dive in. So what exactly are prepaid credits? Well, this refers to a payment model where customers purchase a batch of credits upfront, which are then consumed as they use your software. Again, one challenge with the traditional pay-as-you-go model is that you could have some customers rack up a ton of usage with no intention of ever paying. So prepaid credits address that problem by forcing your customers to maintain a positive balance to use your product. But here's the problem. When that balance hits zero, they are immediately cut off from your services, which is a poor user experience. And that's where Metronome's auto recharge feature comes in. Customer balances are automatically refilled when they fall below a threshold chosen by the customer. This means they never hit zero, never get interrupted, and you still get all the benefits of prepaid credits. It's the best of both worlds, payment insurance for you and uninterrupted service for them. To illustrate this prepaid credits feature, let's look at the example of Vocalis, an AI company providing voice generation and cloning services for creators and businesses. After evaluating their options, they've decided to implement prepaid credits with the auto recharge feature to protect against fraud while maintaining a seamless user experience for their customers. Now, let's follow an actual Vocalis user. So Juno is a podcaster looking to build her personal brand. She needs reliable voice generation for her weekly content, so she signs up for Vocalis. With her account created, Juno explores the available voice options. She can choose standard voices at 1 credit per character, premium voices at 2 credits, or even clone a voice for 25,000 credits. She sees that $25 gets her 100,000 credits. But here's where it gets interesting. Vocalis offers auto recharge. So Juno sets her threshold to be 50,000 credits and her auto recharge amount to be 200,000. That way she'll never run out of credits mid-project. She completes her initial purchase of 100,000 credits. So the auto recharge amount she just configured is payment gated, meaning that when her balance drops below the threshold, Metronome will only release new credits after payment is confirmed. Juno is now in the Vocalis dashboard, where she can start working on her podcast. We see her initial balance here. Her script is ready for the week, so she's just gonna paste that here. It is 60,000 characters long, which translates to 60,000 credits with the standard voice. So Juno is gonna kick off the process here. It's gonna run and deduct the 60,000 credits from her balance, which is now down to 40,000. Now, if you remember, her threshold was set to 50,000 credits as indicated here. So now we'll see the process kick in and bring her balance back to the 200,000 credits, which was the recharge 2 amount that she chose. Now let's switch to Vocalis' view of the Metronome app to see what's happening behind the scenes. So here's the breakdown. Juno initially purchased 100,000 credits. She then consumed 60,000 credits for her podcast. Since that dropped her down below her 50,000 credits threshold, the auto recharge process kicked in to add 160,000 credits, taking her to the 200,000 credits total balance that she had purchased. And if we dig deeper into the contract, we can see her threshold configuration here. So we can see the threshold here set to 50,000, the recharge 2 amount set to 200,000. Let's also just take a quick look at her usage. And we can confirm that the standard voice was generated for 60,000 credits. Now let's look at the implementation side of things to see how Vocalis integrates with Metronome's API. I won't dive into every detail here, but check the documentation linked in the description to this video for the complete guide. Okay, so phase 1 is the customer sign up. When Juno creates her account, we call the customer's endpoint to register her in Metronome. Next, we create a contract, which is the agreement between Juno and Vocalis that defines pricing and billing terms. Then comes the initial credit purchase, where we ensure payment is processed before any credits are granted. Finally, we configure auto recharge by setting a threshold amount and a recharge value. This tells Metronome when and how much to automatically recharge. Phase 2 is where the magic happens. As Juno uses the service, we continuously send usage events to Metronome's ingest endpoint. This tracks every voice generation in real time. Now here's the key part. When her balance drops below the threshold, Metronome springs into action and sends Vocalis a threshold reached webhook, and then immediately attempts to collect payment through the gateway configured on her contract. If payment succeeds, we automatically release the commit and add credits to her balance. So this entire flow is automated. You send usage, we watch the balance, and when it's time to recharge, we handle the payment and commit release seamlessly. Your customers never experience interruption, and you never have to manually process recharges. So, we have just seen how Vocalis can leverage Metronome's prepaid credits with auto recharge feature to protect themselves against fraud, all while still enabling a seamless user experience and preventing any service interruptions for their legitimate users. For a real-world case study, please check out the link in the description to this video, and don't forget to visit the Metronome docs for more information.